Well, it's good to see you again. It's been a while. This is the subject and predicate review. In order to adequately prepare you for the quiz that is coming up, I prepared this for you. Please pay careful attention to the upcoming instructions. First, you will see a series of sentences. We'll go through them one at a time. Before we go over them together, please do the following. When you see the sentence, pause the video when it appears. Next, carefully copy the sentence down onto a piece of paper. Then, do your best to identify the simple subject and the simple predicate. Underline the simple subject once and the simple predicate twice. Keep in mind, there could be more than one subject, more than one predicate. And don't forget those helping verbs. They are always part of the predicate. All right, are you ready? Let's look at our first sentence. Now, James and I rode bumper cars is our sentence. Pause the video, copy down the sentence, and do your best to find the subject and the predicate. Well, how do you think you did? Let's look. I know that the subject is the thing doing the action or the thing being spoken about. I know the action here is riding or rode in the past tense. So I'm pretty sure that's at least part of the simple predicate. And I ask who or what rode, and I know I rode. But not just I rode, James and I rode. So I have two subjects here and a predicate. Let's look at another sentence. Look at this next sentence. The cow and its calf jumped, kicked, and ran in their pen. Pause the video, copy it down, and see if you can find the simple subjects and simple predicates. Well, let's see how you did. The cow and its calf jumped, kicked, and ran in their pen. Well, I definitely have action here, but it's confusing. I have jumped as action, kicked as action, and ran as action. And what is it that is jumping, kicking, and running? Well, the calf is. But not just the calf. The cow is as well. Notice I'm not going to include these small words, it's and the. Those words are not nouns. Those words are not verbs. And even the pronoun it is not a subject in this sentence. So I know cow and calf, well, those are two subjects. Jumped, kicked, ran, those are three predicates. So my subjects are cow and calf, and my predicates are jumped, kicked, and ran. All right, here's the next sentence. You know what to do. Dogs love fetching, running, and barking. Well, looking at this, I'm pretty sure that dogs is the only word that can be the subject. There isn't another noun in here as far as I can tell, because fetch, run, bark, love, those are all verbs, right? Well, let's look at it. What is the dog doing in this sentence? Is the dog fetching? Well, no, it's not. Is the dog running? Well, no, it's not running. Are the dogs barking? No, they're not barking. What are the dogs doing? The dogs love. And in fact, these other words, though they seem like verbs, are actually nouns. They're things. Running is a thing. Barking is a thing, and fetching is a thing, at least in this sentence. All right, here's your new sentence. When I look at this sentence, I need to find the noun or pronoun that's the subject and the verb that's the predicate, whatever that noun is doing or tells us something about the condition of that noun or pronoun. And looking at this sentence, I can only think of one word, students, that are doing anything in this sentence. For, well, for doesn't do anything. Insecure, I don't even know what that word means, but I know it's not a noun. Students must have been studying all night. Well, is there an action in there? Well, yes, there is. Studying. That's our action. And they have been studying. And they must have been studying. And I know those words. Those are 3 of the helping verbs I've memorized. And we see now that we have students as our subject and must have been studying as our predicate, because we didn't forget, did we, that helping verbs are always part of the simple predicate. Here's your next sentence. Now, looking at this sentence, again, I'm going to look for a noun or pronoun that is being spoken about or is performing some action. And I see that trucks and cars, those are nouns, those are things. And I see 8, and that's not a thing here. That's a describing word. And so is 4, and isn't a thing. And in the rec, that's not going to be the subject either. In fact, now I can see that cars, and I know were is a helping verb because I memorized it. Involved, were involved. So were is helping the action word, verb, involved. But I look and I see also trucks. Trucks and cars were involved. Now I know for sure I have found the 2 subjects and the predicate, which includes a helping verb in this case, were involved. Here's your next sentence. Now this sentence does give people problems here and there. They read the sentence, "We took the cake by the house," and they think this sentence is all about cake. But what does the cake do? Does the cake take? Does the cake buy the house? No, that's not even a verb, buy. In fact, I know the verb buy is spelled B-U-Y. So, let me look at this again. Is there an action in this sentence? Yes, there is. There's a verb I recognize, took. That's a verb. The cake didn't took. Who took? Or what took? And I see we took. And I have a very simple subject and very simple predicate. We and took. Here is your next sentence. The brothers skipped under the bridge with their uncles. That's a strange sentence. I have never skipped with my uncle, have you? Well, in any case, let's find out what the action is, or the condition, and who or what is performing the action, or who or what is being spoken about. Well, there's a definite action here. Did you find it? Skipped is definitely an action. And who or what skipped? Did the bridge? Did the uncles? Did the skip? No, brothers skipped. And so once again, we have a very simple subject and a very simple predicate in this sentence. Here is your next sentence. Finally, in the middle of the florid speech, he noticed the protesters. Now remember what I told you about seeing commas. I see 2 commas in this sentence. And because I see 2 commas, I'm going to pause and take my time. Commas can just be because we have several items in a series, or equal adjectives, or a number of other kinds of rules. But sometimes a comma signifies that this sentence has phrases that are out of place. Perhaps they used to be at the end of the sentence and have been moved. Finally, in the middle of his florid speech, he noticed the protesters. Looking at this, I'm thinking this could be about a speech. Finally is a word I'm not sure about. Maybe it's a verb. Middle, that sounds like a noun. But no, those are not right at all. Because when I look, there is only one action, and that's noticing. Noticed. That's an action. And he noticed. He is our subject. Noticed is our predicate. I apologize for my handwriting with my tool. And here is your final sentence today. With dreaming in his mind, the sleeper crawled out of his comfy bed. Again, I noticed this comma here, and it makes me think I should pause for a second and be very sure about this sentence. This sentence seems to be about dreaming, and a bed, and the sleeper. How do I know? Well, let's look for a verb. Dreaming seems to be a verb, and sleeper would make a subject, right? The sleeper dreaming. But this sentence isn't about a sleeper dreaming, or a mind dreaming, or the bed dreaming. In fact, the sleeper is doing something. Did you find it? Yeah, I bet you did. That the sleeper crawled. And again, we have a very simple subject, and again, a very simple predicate. Well, thank you. You've just completed the subject and predicate review with me. What you could do is repeat this process, making sure that you have it correct every time. I guarantee if you can do all of these sentences by yourself, the quiz will be no problem for you whatsoever.